With it being the holiday season and a new year, Merry Christmas and a Merry New Year to everybody, by the way, I kind of wanted to shed light on a game that takes place during the Christmas holidays, Batman Arkham Origins. However, normally during this time of year, during the holidays like this, I would like to be a bit more positive. However, I kind of want to be a little bit negative because I enjoy that mixing that in sometimes. I gotta mix it in with the negativity here sometimes. And before I start, I just want to say, make sure you guys subscribe. Once we get to 1,000 subs, all 4 Batman Arkham games in one day. Right? Like, who else is doing that? I'm going to be the one to do that. So make sure you guys subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subs. But I wanted to get right into this because I wanted to talk about a character who I guess you could say was robbed of the spotlight, right? I mean, a character who had so much potential as well, had a lot of, I guess, potential. That's all you can really say. And unfortunately, he was misused. He was kind of used as a marketing tool. He was kind of used as someone who, like we thought we were going to get away from the Joker. And unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to happen. And that's Black Mask. Black Mask was meant to be the main character of Batman Arkham Origins, right? For those of you who remember with the marketing, we saw marketing of us fighting Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, us dealing with Black Mask, but unfortunately, it wasn't quite meant to be. However, the game does start off with us playing against Black Mask, right? We're trying to capture Black Mask, rescue Commissioner Loeb at Blackgate Prison. However, unfortunately, it just wasn't quite meant to be. And it's really unfortunate too, because, like I said, this character has a lot of potential. However, we also have to go into why the Joker was used instead, right? Because we thought we're going to get a Joker-free game. This is a Batman origin story. Now, in hindsight, if you really think about it, it makes sense that they threw in the Joker, right? Because this whole franchise is about the Batman and Joker's relationship through and through. So having an origin story with how the Batman and the Joker met can have a much more deep and thorough connection as opposed to someone like Black Mask, who we didn't see in, Batman Arkham Asylum. We saw very, very briefly at the beginning of Batman Arkham City. So to have him appear in Batman Arkham Origins as if he was some sort of threat to us from the beginning absolutely just does not really make any sense whatsoever. However, we bought into the fact that he could be the main villain in this game because he was a mix-up, because he was something different, despite the fact that Black Mask I don't think is super well known in terms of the rogues gallery. Even if you take the Joker out of context, you're more likely to think of someone like Penguin, for instance, right? The Penguin is someone who isn't necessarily a physical threat, but has an army. He's a really good collector. He's got a lot of stuff to back up him, even though he himself isn't necessarily a physical threat, depending on the continuity that you see yourself in. The Joker, the Batman Joker, I don't think I need to talk about that sort of relationship. But it was unfortunate because for a lot of people, including myself, the Batman Arkham franchise was kind of the first endeavor into Batman media, right? A lot of us were not into Batman media before the year of 2009 when Batman Arkham Asylum came out. So for us to kind of reach out into other characters, I've talked about this before and I'll talk about it again. For us to reach out into other characters and to see what else the Batman Rogues Gallery has to offer outside of the Joker, Black Mask was a fresh change of pace, and it was very disappointing that we didn't get to see him. However, I understand that in the end, we got us a very good game, but it was still very disappointing to begin with. And usually I'm not the type of person to harp on game developers too much because I understand making a game, having an interesting story with interesting characters, a really good plot, gameplay involved is extremely difficult, right? I don't want to sit here and take any of that away. However, I am going to comment on the misleading in the marketing of this game overall. Because I think that if it was known from the get-go it was going to be another Joker game, people might have been annoyed initially, but they probably would have warmed up to the fact that at least the marketing was honest, right? It's kind of similar to Batman Arkham Knight. You guys remember the marketing with Batman Arkham Knight saying the Arkham Knight was a completely original character, right? They were kind of politicking their way around it a little bit. Even though Jason Todd was technically, he was Robin before, but technically it was a new character because the Arkham Knight himself was a new character, right? He wasn't the Red Hood, he was evolved into the Arkham Knight. So technically it was a new character, right? On technicalities and politicking and all that, it's kind of something that has rubbed us the wrong way for years, and it's the same thing with Black Mask. Because me, myself, personally, we don't really know a lot about the Black Mask, right? But this is where it gets a lot more interesting as well, is the fact that Black Mask gets relegated to a side mission, right? And it's not even just the fact he was relegated to a side mission. I can handle that, and I would have appreciated if WB Games Montreal had made this into like a DLC of some sort. I could absolutely get behind that, and I would have no issues. However, it's the fact that the DLC is literally the exact same as the Bane side mission from Batman Arkham City. They couldn't even make a new plot twist. They couldn't even add anything new to it to make it any more interesting. You destroy a few containers. I don't even remember what was in the containers at this point, right? But it's something very similar to Titan, and then we fight freaking Black Mask and his goons and we stop him. Like, what is that? That's such a slap in the face from, if you think about it, going from the main antagonist in this game, someone that we need to really try to reach up to and to try to stop, to being relegated and having a fall from grace all the way back to a crappy, reused, recycled side mission that honestly I haven't even gone back and played and don't even have the footage for, because it is such a bad side mission, right? The side mission itself would be fine, but the fact it was reused just makes it that much worse for me. And it's so freaking antagonizing and so freaking angering to me that we couldn't at least have even a Black Mask and Joker team up of some sort, right? I understand, we could have had a Joker end up backstabbing Black Mask or whatever, but just something where Black Mask can take the lead for a little bit. And like I said before, it's the same issue I have with Batman Arkham Knight. You're advertised in Arkham Knight that Scarecrow is meant to be the main antagonist, and wow, he turns out to not be because of the Arkham Knight. Arkham City, Hugo Strange is meant to be the main antagonist, but it's not. It's really the Joker. And that's actually even a better example when you're meant to have someone who's on top of the world trying to finally stop the Batman, to be the one to stop the Batman in their own various ways, just for it to turn out, oh, it's actually the Joker that we gotta deal with again. And while we got fantastic games, and maybe I shouldn't complain, at the same time, I think it's a little bit frustrating that we have to sit here and take the fact that Black Mask went from main character to crappy reuse side mission. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all I really have to say on the matter. It's just, it's something that I don't want to get, my underwear in a bunch about too much. I don't want to get too upset about it. It's just something that I've had opinions on for a long time, and I kind of wanted to get it out there. And the next video I make is going to be covering Batman the Telltale series. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, because I have a lot of thoughts in that game, and it's hard for me to put it together into a condensed video without it, kind of sounding like a massive ramble and a massive jumble. Because I'm not someone who enjoys writing a script out and all that. It makes the video sound better, but for my personal taste, I like to just give it to you raw with the emotion and the passion that I have for these types of games. So that's pretty much all I have to say for that today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Merry Christmas, even though it's already passed by this point. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a great 2025. Put down in the comments below, what are you guys doing for your New Year's resolutions? My New Year's resolution for this year, I'm already someone who's into fitness and getting in shape and stuff, but I want to get in even better shape for 2025. I want to just do better in general. But I also don't like the idea of a New Year's resolution necessarily. I like to just do it. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start it today. So thank you guys so much for everything. I owe you guys everything for all the support you give me each and every day. And like I said at the start of the video, 1,000 subs for Batman Arkham games in one day. So, just think about that. Just think about that. No biggie or anything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.